Hello, welcome to Dare to Share with Mistie Layne. I'm not sure what happened with that video. Sometimes, it's live stream, so we just got to kind of roll with it. So thank you for hanging in there with me. So I'm very happy to have you here tonight because I just know Kristen is going to leave you inspired. She's going to leave you encouraged. She's going to give you so much hope for the future. After hearing all the things she's gone through, you're going to be able to extrapolate and take from that what you need to take and see that we can overcome our worst to live our best. All of us, no matter what our story is, no matter what our past, there's always hope. There's always hope for us. And these stories, this show and other people's shows that bring people on to share, it just shows, it's just the proof in the pudding, if you will, to show us that it can happen to just everyday, ordinary people, no matter who we are, where we come from. We can all overcome. It's a choice. We just need to learn, get the tools we need, and make the choice to live again. So I'm happy to bring Dare to Share to you. And I have some exciting news. It's going great. I'm very happy with the feedback I'm getting. I'm enjoying doing the show tremendously. I'm loving the guest. And as of July the 6th, Dare to Share will be broadcasting 2 days a week. We'll be going Mondays, 7 p.m. Central Time, and Thursdays, continuing on at this time at 6 p.m. Central. That's a great advancement. Eventually my goal is to get it to every day, and then hopefully maybe syndicated TV one day and have my own show where I can just help people all over the world overcome, using transparency to overcome. So I'm happy to announce that July 6th, we'll be moving to twice a week. I hope to see you there. So I am Mistie Layne. I am your host. I am the best-selling author of the book, What Goes Up. I've got a 4-step COPE equals hope method in this book that can help you. It's the beginning tools to help you start that journey into healing. It's therapeutic. It's all about using writing to heal. I encourage you can grab it on Amazon or pretty much Walmart, Target, any of the bookstores. It's everywhere. Or you can just go to my website at mistielayne.com. Mistielayne.com. Also, before we get started, I'm going to ask that you go ahead and share this out for me to all your groups, to all your friends and families, even people you don't like. You never know who might need to hear it, right? So let's share it out to everybody for me. Also, jump on over to my Facebook page, #BeThatOne, and join the group. The group is growing every day. We're going to start doing some exciting things in there. We're going to start doing some workshops. I'm going to start introducing some writing therapy in the group free of charge, just to kind of get the group going. So I'd love to have you in on the ground with that with me. So get on over there and join that if you haven't already, and invite some friends along too. And then if you would like to be a guest on the Mistie Layne Show, Dare to Share, then go to Mistie Layne at mistielayne.com email, and in the subject line, type the word guest and send me an email. I've got the show booked out all the way to the end of August right now. That's with the 2 days a week. I've got incredible response. I'm just so excited that people are wanting to come on. It really warms my heart to see transparency taking fire like this. And I just thank you so much for all your feedback and all your encouraging words. And let's just keep doing it together, guys. It's just awesome. A little bit more about me in case you're just joining for the first time. I'm an award-winning speaker. I just found the courage one day after my grandbaby was born. I realized some things that were coming into my life. My grandbaby was born with some disabilities, and I blamed myself for it. It's all in my book to go back or on my website under my media tab. There's lots of interviews and my whole story's there. But I just decided to make a change in my life. And instead of blame and anger, I turned everything around to forgiveness and accountability. Once I took accountability for my own decisions in life, it changed everything for me. And you guys, that's really my passion. That's why I do this, is because I was in a dark place, not able to forgive myself. And so once I learned how to do that, my life changed. My relationships with my children changed. Everything in my life became positive again. And I wasted 10, 15 years of my life, of their lives, neglecting them of, everything. Of all the memories that we could have had together. So that's why I do this, to encourage you to step up and be that one and do the same. Change your life, guys. Make the choice for the change. Transparency is necessary and it will make a difference. I promise. Even if you don't share on a platform, just learn to look in the mirror and share with yourself in honesty and get the work done that you need to do. All right. So now that we got all that housekeeping stuff out of the way, it's time to bring on our very, very welcomed guest. I have to say, I'm extremely proud of Kristen. She has never, ever shared her story in public before, guys. This is a big, big day for her. I'm honored, so honored that she asked me to be the one because I dared her to share, and she's just doing it. She's just taking the jump, and I'm just so proud of her. Let's get her in here and say hello to Miss Kristen.
Hello.
Hey, lovely.
Hi, how are you? Congratulations
How are you?
on your 2 days.
Don't get shy on me, girl. Don't you get shy on me. Oh no, ma'am. We got too much to do.
Okay. Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
We're excited to have you here, honey. All right, Kristen. So what I want to do first is I want you to take just a couple of minutes and I want you to brag about yourself. I want to hear all the wonderful, positive things in 2 minutes that you have going on in your life. And I want you to end that with what you're the most proud of in your whole lifetime. Ready, set, go.
Okay. I'm proud that I'm here and I'm alive on this planet. I'm proud that I graduated high school and college and got a degree in computer science. I'm proud that I have amazing friends and families that support me. And I'm most proud of having 2 adult children that are self-sufficient, self-reliant, and both graduated from college. San Luis Obispo. My daughter's a business major and my son is a civil engineering major. So that's what I'm proud of. And also for your show and the truth setting me free. I'm kind of excited about this. I'm nervous, but I'm excited.
I'm excited for you, friends. So excited. We've got all kinds of comments coming in. Let me take a minute to recognize everyone here because they're excited for you. They're excited also of the value they know you're going to bring them. Say hi to Terry, LJ, Brian Tarr, Caroline Brown, Lauren Perez, my beautiful, wonderful daughter. Let me say, she came in yesterday. I was in the middle of a panel interview. She unlocked my front door and snuck in and left these for me. And it says, "You matter." Isn't that beautiful?
Beautiful.
Just out of the blue. That's another story, but we've come a long way, me and my daughter Lauren. So that meant a lot. Hi, Miss Patty Mays. So happy to see you here. I really miss you in our masterminds with Linda, Miss Linda West, and I know you know her as well. Kristen, hey Sam, there's Sam. Julie's here. Julie. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know her, but I love that Julie name. We gotta have to find out about her. All right, and let's see. Lee Jaden's here. Stephen, let's see. You know what? This is what's wrong. There we go. Duh. No, looky there. Stephen O'Neill. Hello, welcome. Welcome everyone to the show. So happy to have you here. All right. So Kristen, you know, we all have a past, we all have a story, but today you have stepped up. You've stepped up to be that one and share for the first time ever about your childhood injustices. Okay, I know this is going to be difficult, but I really want to commend your bravery. And I want to tell you that your willingness to be transparent will make a difference in somebody's life today. It may not make a difference in everyone on here, but somebody out there is going to need your words, your sincerity. I want you to speak from your heart. Honey, there's nothing here you need to be ashamed of or scared to say. And if at any point you're uncomfortable, hey, we can back it up. We can talk about something totally different, okay? So no pressure there either. All right. You're beautiful. I just adore you. And I'm so happy to have you here. So let's get started. I want you to take about 10 minutes. I know it's hard to put a time frame on it, but we are on a timed show, so I have to do that. Take about 10 minutes and just take us through what you're daring to share today. If there's holes in your story, it's okay. There's something on your heart you want to say, it's okay. But just kind of give us a timeline of what we're talking about, and then we'll get into some specific questions later, okay?
Sure.
All right, Kristen, I'm going to turn it over to you. I'm going to jump out of the screen and let you have it.
Okay.
All right.
Well-to-do neighborhood, and let's just say on the outside it looked pretty good. It looked like, upper middle class. My mom stayed at home. She got married right away at 18. My dad was 25 and she was 18, so that might give you a clue of when they dated. She was probably under 18. So anyway, she stayed at home and he worked. And my mom had 2 kids, my older brother and myself. And from as early as I remember, my dad would fondle me and touch me in places he wasn't supposed to till I was the age of 13, when my parents got a divorce and I got shipped across the country. Now, of course, back then, I was born in 63. We can all do the math. I'm 56 now. Back then, there was no, what did you say, like help out there or conversations about anything really. So I held this in my whole life till like adulthood, and then told just a few friends, and that was it. So now I'm telling all of you. So that I wanted to come on this show because I totally admire Mistie and all that she's done. And I called her and we talked last year. I'm going off the subject, of course, but
it's okay.
I just want to say that I reached out to Mistie and I was like, wow, how do you talk about all that stuff? I was totally impressed, and like she gave me my courage. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, Kristen. You're welcome. Let's back up a little bit. I know you're new to this, and I know you probably have all kinds of emotions or feels, as they say today, going on. But let's just talk, because I know your story. We've talked in depth a little bit about it, and I want the viewers to get the full picture here. So let's talk a little bit. When you say your dad fondled you, you described to me a word, grooming, about starts with massages and progresses
and pornography and pictures.
Wait. So back up. I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry. Okay. Start over.
Well, grooming, like he would show me pictures. He would pretend it was okay, like show me things, and then like just expect me to follow along. So he was a massive manipulator, and I kind of want to, if anyone's watching that Epstein episode on Netflix, it's kind of like that. You think you're going into something that then you realize it's not what you expected, and they can take advantage of you. And as a kid, you don't know what's right, you don't know anything, especially when you're brought up with it from the earliest you remember. It's very hard to even know what's happening.
So for you just assumed that was normal life, right? You didn't know anything different.
For a while, yeah. Exactly.
Did you ever have like a natural instinct as you started getting older that it was wrong? Did you feel something inside of you say, this just isn't right?
Oh, yeah. Because if anyone was in the room, things didn't happen. You could sense it. If people came in, things changed. When people left, things occurred. So, yeah.
So it's good if anyone's watching that maybe sees that kind of behavior between, 2 people and watch that type of behavioral change. Maybe that's a tip or a clue that they could be on the look for, that might be something going on there. not to read too much, but I mean, at least to be aware of these signs, because it's all about awareness. So so you did have a feeling that maybe something wasn't right about it. Did he ever tell you to keep it a secret or threaten people around you if you told, or how did he control it?
He controlled it by just isolating me so that he would have me alone. And then when my mom was gone and we're on the couch, like he just controlled the situation.
Did you ever think or I guess find the nerve or the courage? Because I know that there's a certain shame that comes on with that, where we feel like
wanted, yeah, I never thought to tell my mom, because I knew it was, like you said, I knew it was wrong. I knew it would devastate her. I knew it was not right. So I never went to my mom, ever.
So you were worried about it devastating her instead of her saving you. You were trying to protect your mom at that young age. And that's backwards. Our moms are supposed to protect us, right? They're supposed to be the one person, your parents are the people on this earth that love you the most, that's supposed to be there for you. So I know there's a lot of anger there. There's a lot of resentment there when you don't get that protection. So let's talk a little bit about that. And like I said, if we go too deep or at any point you want to back up, that's your prerogative. So I'm just going to let you gauge it. But let's talk a little bit about your mom. I know you've shared with me that things are better now, but that was a long journey. But from the time, it happened when you were younger up until you were 11 or 12-ish, I think your dad moved away at 13. Your mom, do you think she knew?
I know she knew. But to this day, she'll say she doesn't know. And I'll say, how could you not know? You walked in the bedroom, you caught us in bed together, and you yelled at me to get out of the bed and go to my room. So you knew something was going on. And the problem that held me so distraught was she never came to talk to me, like, what happened, or I'm sorry, or it's not your fault. The dead silence killed my spirit and my soul. There was no comfort. There was nothing ever. Never talked about. And so I just kind of was like, oh my God. So I didn't say anything. And then, of course, after that, like a year later, they got a divorce, and my dad left my mom. My mom never left my dad because she was dependent on him. So I felt I was the cause of the divorce, because obviously, that happened, and then they get a divorce. So of course it's my fault, right? As a kid, that's just what you think.
So here you are, a 13-year-old little girl, and not only is your dad abusing you, but now you feel like you ran him off.
Well, yeah, and I broke up the family, and now my mom's remarrying, and we're moving to Pennsylvania, which isn't next door. It's not like moving to Claremont or La Jolla. It's like moving across the state. And I've never moved. We've been in one house our whole life. So yeah, it was, and then the whole nother set of issues with moving and failing, being held back a year. That's a whole nother topic, but I found out I was dyslexic when I moved because I had to take an entrance exam for high school. And in San Diego, the public schools, you didn't really have to attend and you'd still pass, and it was pretty easy. But where I got moved to, it was more like private school. Even though it was public, they're very more strict there. So that was a whole nother set of issues of self-esteem and being held back, and basically telling me that I wasn't smart enough to go into the 9th grade. You have to repeat the 8th grade. So it was something else, but I proved them all wrong.
And still, yes, you did. And still at this time, keeping on the timeline, still at this time in your life, nobody knew all the
No,
secrets you were
God,
holding.
no one knows.
Nobody knew. You didn't go to a high school counselor. You didn't find a best friend to talk to. You didn't have a cousin you could confide in. You were keeping all this in on yourself, every bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
It must tell you, I mean, now that you're through it, Kristen, and you look back, you must see the incredible amount of strength that you have, don't you?
I do now. I didn't then. I just thought it wasn't worth anything, really.
I know, because as we're living through it, we don't see the other side.
Yeah.
But like I always try to say, we can all overcome the worst to live our best, because there is beauty in every situation. There's that silver lining. You have to find it, as awful as it may be. All right, so let's talk about, you said something to me about survivor's guilt. And I want to know how that applies to your dad, and why you told me sometimes you wish he would just go away. Let's talk about that a minute.
Well, as you can imagine, having a father like that your whole life, and he's probably like 85 or older, and he's still living. And I think of all the beautiful relatives and friends of parents that have passed on, and I have guilt, real live guilt, that he's still living. Like, where's God in all this? And I've had a lot of issues with God. Like, it's just not right. It's not fair. I can't even put it in words, but it's just hard.
Well, let's see. It's almost like, why should he deserve to get to have 85 years
Exactly.
and still be around when
and other people that are wonderful people get cancer and die in 3 to 6 months? I mean, it's so hard to understand.
It is, but like I always try to find something good in every situation, and that's something you have to train your brain to do. It's not easy. You have to stay on it constantly. But maybe, and we don't know, but maybe he's suffering. Maybe the guilt of it all is just killing him, and maybe he wishes he would die, and maybe he is tormented. Maybe that's God's plan. Who knows? We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. And I'm not going to ask, because I'm not calling.
Well, I know you don't have a relationship with him. I know that you've spoken with him a few times, but you shared something with me. You shared that when you went to school and you were the only Caucasian female that got that Bachelor of Science in your computer science degree back then was a big deal. It still is today, but it was a new emerging field back then. Computer science was new. You were very proud of that, as you should be. But you called your dad and you invited him to your graduation. Like, why? Where did that come from?
Well, when I left at 13 and I didn't come back to San Diego till I went to college, I really didn't have much contact at all. And I had to prove myself, like, you didn't ruin my life. It was kind of how I felt when they told me I wasn't smart and they held me back a grade. I got all A's and B's and was honor society from that day forward, because I was going to show them that, oh yeah, really? I'll show you that I'm smart, even though I didn't even care about school, really. It was more just to prove myself. And I kind of, that same behavior, my whatever you want to call it, I don't know if it's being prideful or just proving that I'm human and I deserve something out of life. I don't know. It's something in me that I've done, and that happened again when I wanted to show him, look, I just got a degree, and you didn't ruin me. It was more like you might have thought you had me under your thumb and controlled. Never. And that's why I'm kind of hard driven, because no one's going to control me.
Right.
Well, you know, at times abrasive, it's just because I probably am.
Yeah.
Like, don't hold me back. Don't hold me down. And, you know, I'm gonna make it.
Yeah. Well, I can't help but wonder, maybe some of the viewers could chime in on this and kind of help me understand it. But I'm a very competitive person. If any of my kids are on here, they will definitely tell you, oh, yes, ma'am, I am very competitive. I just wonder if, so the competitive part of me sees that, where you would want to be like, you didn't break me. I'm a survivor. I won. I got through this despite you. But the little girl in me also could see that it could be like, Daddy, can you just give me your approval? Can you just love me one time in my life and show me that a normal kind of love? I mean, did you feel any of that?
Yeah, but he's not that kind of person.
Not that kind of guy, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Patty says, such a burden to carry your whole life. Glad you're sharing your story. Your transparency is a miracle and ripples out to so many who can make a change now. So true. So true. You're very powerful. I know that you move in a few of the circles that I also move through, and everyone just adores you and sees the strength that I'm seeing in you as well. I hope that you know that you have such great strength in you, Kristen. You are a survivor, honey. Okay, let's keep going with these questions. I have so much I want to talk to you about it, and we always end up running out of time, so I'm going to try to keep it moving. Let's see. All right. So I want you to just take a minute, take a deep breath, and I want you to just put yourself back at 11 or 12 years old, that day that your mom walked in the room when you were with your dad. Okay, just really put yourself there. Put yourself there as a little girl. I want you to feel those emotions. I want you to feel what that felt like when your mom walked in the door. Did it make you mad? Were you ashamed? How did you feel? Not the after fact. I'm talking about when she saw you.
Yeah. Ashamed and dirty, and that I was a bad person for being in that situation. Like I shouldn't have been there, but how was I as a little kid? But yeah, so I put it all on me. Like, I was bad, I was wrong, I upset my mom. How could I? So yeah, I internalized it all.
Do you feel today that you should have felt dirty or ashamed?
No.
Do you realize that you
No. I think my mom should have yelled at my dad and not me. And I think my mom should have talked to me and given me some sense of it's okay, some guidance that would have at least helped a little.
But no, honey, your mom should have packed your bags, picked your little 11-year-old self up, and gotten the hell out of the house. That's what your mom should have done. I'm sorry. I'm not going to make excuses for her. But that was the right thing to do, was to get you out of that situation and get you some therapy, get you the help you needed. Because if it was happening to you, chances were it was happening to other people too. It was around him.
Oh, that's why I'm sure it happened to my brother, but I can't say for sure because we never talked about it. And now he's not here. So,
well, tell us about your brother. Where is he? Why do you say that?
Well, when I was 35 and he was 37, so that's almost exactly 20 years ago, he committed suicide. So I can 99.9% guarantee that our upbringing had a lot to do with his self-esteem. I hear when you're boys and fathers is worse than females and fathers. So I also have that survivor guilt. Like I made it, he didn't. And then I have the association of guilt. Like I don't carry my dad's last name, but for a long time till I got married, I did. And I won't even say the name because I'm ashamed of it, but just being associated with, and he killed souls, like many women and boys, I'm sure. And to be associated that's my bloodline. Like it makes me just feel sick.
Yeah. I remember I have just a bachelor's degree in psychology. I never went into the therapy part of it or counseling or anything, but I remember learning in some of my classes about that. When something bad about your parent, but when someone else says something bad about their parent, it takes on a whole nother context because you're an extension of your parent. So anyone else that says something bad about them, it reflects onto you. So you feel bad. Right. It's okay for you to feel that way about them, but not anyone else to, because then it becomes your problem. So I can also see how that would make you again say, well, my brother's gone now, possibly because of abuse. We don't know the truth. But yet here he is, 85 years old with his mail order bride, traveling the world, ticking along, Yeah. I know that because you shared it with me about him marrying his mail order bride from the Philippines. Yeah. Third wife,
yes.
Yeah. But again, we don't know what's in his heart or his head. We don't know what kind of torment he goes through over knowing the things he's done, Kristen. I know it doesn't equate to taking a life or being the cause of that, but thank God, here you are today. And thank God, here you are being brave and stepping into this and embracing it so that you can move forward, let it go, and then let it help someone else. I really, really applaud you for that. And thank you so much for your transparency.
Well,
nothing to be ashamed
for
of.
the show, because without the show, I would probably still be holding it in.
Well, I'm glad to be here. It just gives me more affirmation that I feel like I'm doing what I want to do in life, which is to move forward and teach about transparency and education. So thank you for that. Okay, so now let's move on to your mom. So why did you choose to reconcile with your mom? And then after you've told us that, tell us exactly so that someone that might relate to this story that may be struggling with something with their parents, exactly how did you go about mending that relationship? Let's talk about that.
Well, there's no magic pill. I'll just put it out there. It's not like I took a magic pill and we're best buddies. We literally have just reconciled recently. It would go up and down because it's a long time between age 13 and 56, right?
Yeah.
So it was more like, as a kid, and then when you become an adult, I relied on her for a lot. I mean, college, and then I had kids, and she helped me with my kids when I worked and traveled. So, yeah. But as a parent, I'm a mama bear, and you very kids. So it would, when I saw my kids, I'd be like, she just didn't do me right. And now the anger and the rage would boil up, and then I'd be mad and not talk to her. And like I would talk to her about it, and she would just say, well, I never knew. And it was like talking to a wall, she can't admit it. So I got nowhere, she got nowhere. And then it wasn't just till recently, I have the book here. It's a small little book. I'm doing advertising if that's okay. It's called Ho'oponopono.
Say that again.
Ho'oponopono.
One more time.
Ho'oponopono.
All right.
And it's a Hawaiian prayer. And it goes it's only 4 sentences. And the 4 sentences you can say in any order. But I'll just say this order. I love you. And then you can put whatever, and this is to the person who you have a few not so pleasant feelings towards. You can add, like, you gave me, I love you, you gave me life. And then another sentence is thank you. So I can say, thank you for what you've given me. And then the other words is I'm sorry, as in I'm sorry that you felt trapped and you couldn't confront my father. And then the last one is please forgive me. And then I can say, please forgive me that I didn't accept your weaknesses in the situation. So that might seem a little weird, but those 4 sentences have saved my life.
Wow.
Literally. And
So
it's all this little book. Ho'oponopono.
Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono. Okay.
You can get it on Amazon.
All right.
So it talks about how in Hawaii there was I don't know if it's a psychiatrist or a psychologist. I can never get those right. One of those two literally said these words to each inmate without ever seeing the inmate, ever having an interview like we're doing. And he healed every person in there without ever seeing them. And the psych ward place in Hawaii shut down. It's an amazing story. So they wrote this book. They wrote the book about how they healed all these prisoners and all these crazy people. All because of those 4 sentences.
So let's go back a minute. So and you can fill in the blank. You said however to make
however it you want,
fit
or you
whatever you need it to fit.
Or
right?
you can just do the words. You can just say, I love you, thank you, I'm sorry, please forgive me. You can just do that and leave it at that. I kind of like to make it more tangible and real. We're doing rawness, just like, why am I sorry? What do I love? Like, I try to make it a little more so it makes more sense than just 4 short sentences. So that's kind of how I used it. Because to just say I love you, I mean, that just, to me, you're just saying it to say it. So I change it around. And I can testify that this works because I never thought I could forgive the unforgivable, which is number 1, my dad who did this to me. How could I ever forgive him? And I still have problems with that word because it doesn't mean he's off the hook. It just means I forgive him so I can be free and move on.
Yeah.
It goes kind of weird. Sometimes I'm like, no, I'm never going to forgive, so it's not like a perfect, thing. And then my mom, like, how would I ever forgive her as a mom who's supposed to protect me, who to this day still won't say she knew anything. It's like just drop it. Like, just be accountable. Like you said earlier, you said, I have forgiven myself and others and I'm accountable. And once I became accountable, things got better. Some people, I'm telling you, Misty, can't do that. And I'm not here to judge.
Yeah.
I'm not here to judge.
It's a choice, Kristen. It's a choice. And my belief system is that you have to be taught how. I didn't know how. I didn't. All I knew was blame. I grew up in a big Italian family where guilt was so powerful. My parents would use guilt on me. It was just the most powerful, powerful thing. And that's all I knew. I had to learn another way, but I had to also want another way.
Right.
To be able to learn it. See? So that's why this is very important what you're doing today. You never know, Kristen. You being brave like you are right now and sharing these things and coming out with it is helping people and is going to make you have a newfound confidence and strength and pride. And your mother may see that in you and she may be thirsty for it. And maybe by you doing it, maybe it'll give her the chance before she goes to heaven to make amends and to get that right.
Well, I will. She has said she's sorry, which is great. But for her to say she never knew when there's no, I mean, it's so, but so we're on all because of Ho'oponopono.
Yeah.
We're doing much better. And I just want to, I don't want the anger. I don't want the rage. I've carried it my whole life. And I want to be free of it. And that's why I said, when you said, why do you want to come on? I'm like, the truth will set me free. I want to be free of all the holding it in and trying to prove myself. And like, I don't have to do that.
Yeah.
And I know another good one-liner. I love one-liners because they're easy for someone that has a hard time speaking. It's called, I was born to be me.
I was born
I'm born to be me. Like, I don't have to be anyone but me.
I love that.
I was always trying to be like good enough or smart enough. They're telling me I'm not smart. Okay, well, I'm going to prove you. Like, I was always trying to prove myself. But I learned through this journey, I'm born to be me. I don't have to prove myself. I'm good enough because God gave me the grace to be here. That's all you need to know.
Well, God they don't. That is a Creole Cajun thing. God they don't. I don't know exactly what it means, but I hear people say it all the time and it felt appropriate. So God they don't, and you go, girl.
Right. So,
I hope it's not something dirty.
And you don't have to prove yourself. God created all of us to be unique. And we don't have to mold to whatever society's trying to mold us to.
That's right.
So,
you know, it's sad because I lived, my story a little bit. I was in medical school. I was studying to be a surgeon. It's what I wanted since I was 13, worked my butt off for it, got addicted to cocaine, chose to do the first line of cocaine. I used to blame people for it, the adultery that broke my marriage up, all this. It was my fault. I did it. Nobody forced me to make that choice. I just didn't respect the choice. Took me down a different path, whole nother path. And so, it's all about, I feel blessed that I went through what I went through because it has allowed me to search deep within to find out what I really believe my purpose of being born was for. And that was to do this. I do believe my purpose was to live through, because I too am a very strong woman like you, Kristen. I endured a lot. And I think looking back, when we can recognize that and then use that strength to help other people, that's powerful. And I'm thankful. I'm thankful today. Now, living through it was hell.
right.
But I'm thankful today that I had that lesson in life, because now I have so much empathy and compassion towards domestic abuse, towards all the things that I never had before, because I was just unaware and uneducated about it. So I'm thankful that I have found my true purpose and that I know who I'm meant to be on this earth. I was born to be me. And me, apparently, was supposed to be someone that could endure pain, endure suffering, but be strong enough to live it, outlive it, and then use it to help others.
Exactly. And that's a great segue, because I also lead a group. I did a Zoom for 2 hours this morning, and this book is called The Search for God. And I don't know if you can see that.
A Search for God, yes.
I run a group on Thursdays for 2 hours, and it's about Edgar Casey. Everyone can Google it if they want, but he was a well-known prophet back in the day, and his headquarters are in Virginia Beach. Long story short, I went there for a couple weeks, and I went there. God put me there because I was visiting my son, and I just happened to be put in this town where this ARE, Association for Research and Enlightenment, was. And now I'm running the group. But where I'm getting at this group, when I'm in Virginia Beach, they tell you that you choose your parents. They say it's not a coincidence. And I was like, hell or high water, I did not choose my parents. But the studies show, and I'm still kind of toying with it, but they say you choose your parents for exactly what you just said, so you can be the strong person or whatever lessons I'm here on this earth for. That my parents, because of what I went through, is why I'm how I am, and that was my purpose because of my parents. So I guess it might be true. But well, I'm still not totally convinced, but it could be. So
I have to say, not to take anything away from what you're saying, but I really understand what you're saying right now, because when I was getting ready for the show, I put on this necklace, which is my hummingbird. It's my little grandbaby's ashes are in there. Eliana, for those of you that don't know, my first grandbaby passed away in January of this year. She was 4. And when you say that we choose our parents, anybody that knows the story about Eliana and knows my daughter and son-in-law, Lauren and Henry, know the most wonderful, wonderful parents that they were to that little girl. And for you to say we choose our parents, it just makes my heart. And I didn't know why I chose to wear this today, but this must be why, is to know that she chose them because they are strong. I mean, look at the hell I put Lauren through growing up in her life. 10 years with her mom, in and out of jail and prison, and wasn't even at her high school graduation, wasn't there for her first date. I mean, she's strong as hell. And Henry, he's strong, and he's such a good dad and a good husband. And I mean, that is beautiful. So again, that's me trying to find the positive side of it. For you, you're like, hell no, I didn't choose them, but I'm trying to say for some, that's a beautiful thing. It's beautiful. And that connection that you just made for me, for my grandbaby, thank you for that. Thank you. It's all, I believe everything happens as it's supposed to, when it's supposed to. I believe it. And if you follow me, anyone that's ever watched me or heard me speak anywhere, you'll hear me say, it's not about what we've been through. I think what sets us apart as human beings in our lifetime, in our book of history, is what we choose to do on the other side of the adversity. We can choose to wallow in it, self-pity, loathe. Some commit suicide, some do hurt others, whatever. Or we can choose, Kristen, which is what you did today. You stepped up and you chose to be that one, to use it, turn your mess into a message to help other people. And that sets us apart. I believe it sets us apart. And thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Well, I hope I can help many people. But even if I help just one person, that's enough. I mean,
it's absolutely. You guys put some hearts on the screen. I know we won't see them here on our platform here, but everyone watching will see them. Put some hearts up for Kristen and show her the love. She's amazing, and what she's done today is a beautiful thing. So y'all throw those hearts up for her, please. Kristen, let's talk about some of the other stuff going on in your life. Let's get to the good, juicy stuff.
The good stuff.
Oh, wait. I have to say that. Patty said, Lauren chose you, Mistie. I believe this. Part of my life's work. I believe, Patty's energy worker. Is it an energy worker she is? Or what is Patty's? Is it energy she does? I know she does art, but anyway, Patty, don't you, Kristen?
Yeah, she reads cards and
reads cards. Okay. Yeah.
All kinds of stuff.
Yeah. She knows my story. So thank you for saying that, Patty. I appreciate that. Okay, so Kristen, you run your mastermind called, well, tell us about the mastermind you run. Tell people how they can join it, how they can reach you
Sure.
if they want to get in touch with you and talk to you more.
Okay, well, I'll start off by it's relatively new because I worked until 3 months ago. Well, now it's 6 months ago. My God,
Wow.
December of 29. I know. 2019 is when I retired. So before I retired, I'm in the inner circle with Greg Reed, who founded the Mastermind Association with some members. So I am a founding member.
Yay.
And
Right.
with that, there's, just some coursework and to be a mastermind leader. So I have my certificate over there. And then I just started a group to just help people and brainstorm because I am kind of young to retire. So I wanted to help people. So I do a mastermind, but then the COVID kind of started. So now I'm interviewing people like you, Misty, just a couple times a month, not as much as you. And I'm going to be helping Mikey Cohen with his
I love
Heal
Mike.
Children through music. And I'm on his dream team. And then I'm also friends with Joy Willett, who does a lot of hypnotherapy and NLP. And I want to help veterans. Because there's a lot of veterans out there that need help with PTSD and transition from maybe they got in the military and then for some reason they get kicked out and then what do they do? So I'm just here to serve now. So I'm helping my friends that need help and I'm available.
Well, thank you, Kristen. Thank you.
It's a lot of fun.
All right, so you guys, you can find Kristen. I think her Facebook page is the Miracle Live Mastermind. Is that what it's called?
That's one group. And you can just PM me if you can't find it on my main page and I'll steer you there. So
Kristen,
yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I hope that you feel a burden off of your shoulders. Say it again.
Thank you for this opportunity. I appreciate it.
Do you feel enlightened at all? Just to have some
I feel good because it's not in me anymore. It's kind of out in the universe instead of inside.
That's good. You told me something. I'm trying to remember what it was. I thought I had put it down to put up here for you, but you said traveling the world. You said, hang on. Traveling the world is my escape from reality. Nobody knows me or my past, and I can just be free. So I'm hoping that with your traveling and the more you start talking about your story, that you can find that freedom that you're after. We love you. Yeah. We thank you so much for being on here, Kristen. Man, you're amazing. And hats off to you, honey. Oh. All right. So we're going to be wrapping it up. This is season 1, episode 6 already of Dare to Share with Mistie Layne. If you have a burning desire to share, I dare you to come on board. Send me an email at mistielayne@mistielayne.com. Type the word guest into the, I think my daughter put some stuff. Type the word guest into the subject line for me, and then I can get you booked on the show. July 7th, we're going to 2 times a week. I'm really excited about that. And also my Right to Ignite Women's Empowerment Retreats are about to start gearing up. We shut it down for COVID, but I'm working on the venue now. So I'm hoping in the fall to have that rolling out, and it's going to be amazing. I'm just so happy to be here to serve you. If you have any comments for me, anything differently I could do for you to help you, let me know. You can always reach out to me through any kind of social media. You can also go to my website, mistielayne.com. And I encourage you to hook up with Kristen. If you related to her story today, talk with her. I'm sure she wouldn't. You'd be an agreement to talking to people, right?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Kristen. Thank you so much. I think it's time to wrap it up. It's been a wonderful, amazing show for your first confession. And thank you all for being here with us. I really appreciate your love and your support. And you being here, it helps people like me. It helps people like Kristen feel and know that we are doing the right thing. So thank you for taking the time to listen, and ask you just to share it out. Please share it out. There is people out there that need to hear this story. There are people out there that need to see Kristen's strength and courage so that they know they can step up and have it too. All right, we're signing out. This is Mistie Layne and Kristen. Thank you so much, and we will see you guys on next Thursday night at 6 p.m. Central again. Bye.
Bye.